What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Reality Report. It's been a minute. I've been busy, so you can blame me. I've been busy, but today we got a special guest. A friend is back. Somebody I care about, somebody we all care about. He flew all the way in. Actually, he jogged here from way up north. Let me bring him in with no further ado, Mr. Danny G himself, Mr. Dan GIANCOLA. Danny, what is happening, my brother?
Okay, hey, can I say something right off the top?
Absolutely.
Bro, do you remember when we did the one show? We were like 25, 35 minutes into it and realized that nobody was watching.
Oh, my God. Absolutely. And you know what? At least we know. Listen, what's good about this is at least we know we're live. Whoever pops in, pops in. Whoever catches it on the later on tonight or tomorrow, they can't say I'm a liar. We were doing the show.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely, man. I heard that
Danny,
music. I love that music at the beginning.
Do you like it? You know, I try to change it a million times.
Where did you get that? What is that?
I found it off of it was like it's like all this copyright free music, and it was like one of them sites. I think it was Shutterstock it's called. And yeah. I went through like 100 of them, and I hit that, and actually it was my wife said to me, you know, that sounds like one of them 80s TV shows. You know, like one of them lead ups. She goes, it's relaxing. It's New York with the trains.
Yeah, so it really is, man.
And what I did was I put that, you know, I'm such a genius with this stuff. I put that, I was looking for something with, you know, that had a little bit of our culture in it and the street and stuff like that. So that opening thing where you see the sign that says, how's your brajol?
Right.
I don't know if you see it. That's actually Timmy Irish is in the house. That's actually Danny. Timmy likes this song that we're talking about, the entrance to it. So that sign where you see how's your brajol, I took that from the feast in Little Italy. And that was like a no sound. So there's like a 5 seconds of that. And I, you know, the great editing skills I have, Davey T, my man, I put it together and the train.
Don't ever change it.
Yeah, you like that, huh?
Don't ever change it, bro.
Billy Boy. All right,
Don't ever
Danny,
change it.
I'm not going to change it. Let's just say hello to a few people we have in here because they're going to fall off the chair that I'm even here. Danny, you got chatting with Stacks is saying hello to you. Davey T is saying hello, and Timmy Irish is saying hello. What's up, boys?
Hey, y'all. How y'all doing?
All right, guys. Billy Boy, it's great to see you. Thanks for popping in, bro. I owe you, pal. I keep saying I'm going to pop in, and me and Dan were just talking about where the frig I've been, but, you know, caught up with, you know, life and taking care of business every day. That's what we were doing, taking care of business. But today, Danny, honestly, man, all kidding aside, all breaking balls aside, it's great to see you. You know, people don't realize we never lost. We always talk. We're always in communication. I don't know if there's a week that goes by we don't talk or there's a message. Hey, pal, love you. I love you, man.
Absolutely, bro.
And you know, I tell people, you know, whenever you got a shot, you're always going to come back, say hello, and spend some time with us. And what better time than the Super Bowl? Man. But before we get into that, how are you? How is your family? How's the business?
You know, the business is going okay. It definitely could be doing better. You know, to just keep it short and sweet, honestly, Craig, at the end of the day, the economy, the effects of COVID and what it had in my industry. And, you know, some months are really hard and I can't lie to you, bro. It's you know, it's unfortunate. But with that said, I've always been a fighter. I never take no for an answer. And, you know, I push the envelope every day and I hustle every day. And, you know, so as far as that goes, business is okay. It's definitely been better. Yeah.
It is what it is, Danny. We grind, we keep moving forward, and you know what? I hate to, not to say this, but I always felt this way. Have it today, gone tomorrow, get it back the next day. I mean, and like you just can't get down. You can't be that guy throwing yourself off a building when things aren't so great. And
Absolutely.
survivors, some people that are born very, very wealthy or whatever it is, whatever we want to say, call it well-to-do. If they lose it, those are the people, and God bless them. And I wish they wouldn't do it, but those are usually the people that you hear about, the stockbrokers and whatnot. I don't want to label them, but that's what came to mind. When it crashes, they're throwing themselves off of buildings. And then you get people that maybe, like me, I'll just use me. I didn't grow up with much. I mean, we survived. We had food in the refrigerator. That's what we had. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is so when I got successful in business and then made that wrong turn and lost whatever monetary things that were there, some would say it's a piss poor attitude, but I wasn't throwing myself off a bridge because I still had that attitude. Make more tomorrow.
Absolutely, man. You gotta
I'm sure
survive, right?
people weren't happy about that attitude, but we're going to survive. We're going to get through it, and that's the attitude with everything in life. Like nobody knows that better than you with your health and everything. But you look great, and it's great to have you. It's great to have you here in studio in New York City. Nobody comes over.
Right, absolutely. Hey, listen, that's going to happen. That's going to happen.
I know. Yeah. First, let me finish the construction for the last year in here. All right. Let's get going. Let's get rolling.
Man.
You all here? Let's first off, Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
What do you got? Do you usually do anything? You have people come over. You get together with the crew.
Every year I get invited to go. I get to some, whether it's a huge bar around here or a restaurant, go in and people are so, it's amazing. I think it's, for me, it's that one day a year, like, although you're not still playing the game, people remember you. And you come on out, you wear your Grey Cup ring and you sign some autographs and, maybe you wear your jersey, whatever. And so, yeah, you know what? It's this year might be a little bit different. My daughter, I mean, again, make a long story short, my daughter broke her wrist. She fell off a horse, and it looks like
you're telling me she needs surgery. We didn't get to that part yet.
Yeah, she's going to need surgery, and it looks like it may happen tomorrow or Sunday. So the Super Bowl for me this year, it might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. But if she needs it, get it while she's young. I know it's easy for me to say, but been there. We've been through this. With our children.
Absolutely.
I think I told you, my youngest broke his left wrist. Timmy, you'll get a kick out of this. Junior broke his left wrist. Davey T, Chat, Billy, whoever's listening. He broke his left wrist. He was about 9, right? He broke his left wrist. Just got the cast off. I decided I had fireworks left over from 4th of July. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So I told him, it's like 11 o'clock at night, summertime. My wife shaking her head. I says, come on, Craig, let's go outside. So we go to the schoolyard across the street. We're up in the Bronx. I go to light something. He goes to run. He thinks it's, whatever it was going the opposite way that it should have been shooting. I did it backwards, of course.
No.
So, yeah, he goes to run. He falls. He breaks the right wrist. So one cast came off, another cast came on. Yeah, so we took one cast off, put another cast, and of course we got the blame for it.
Man, that's right.
I deserved it. Next time I'll shoot Roman candles the right way.
Absolutely, bro.
Well, that's what happens. But anyway, let's get into this. Let's talk about Sunday. So you told us what you do. I keep it I used to have the crazy parties, insane shit. Never went to work that Monday, ever. It was a national holiday. I still think that. By the way, if anybody in the corporate world's listening, make it a friggin' holiday. Pass the law. Government, pass a law. Give everybody off that Monday after Super Bowl Sunday. Give them the day off. Because you know what? I think 68% of the workforce calls out. Give them the day off and take one of the bullshit days back.
Absolutely.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I had to get that off my chest. That being said, tell me what you think about Sunday's game.
You know what, man? I honestly think it's going to be. I think it's personally. I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think it's going to be probably something like 42-35, somewhere around there. I really honestly think. I really do. I think it's going to be a shootout. But with that said, I mean, it could go the opposite way. If the defenses are solid and they're holding the offense, which is, with Mahomes is far near impossible. Who knows? I mean, honestly, who knows at the end of the day? I really believe it's going to be a high-scoring game.
It's a crapshoot. We could all study the game, think we know the game. I'm somebody that watches so much film. Listen, I stopped gambling for a reason.
Yeah.
Because I never won. And I thought I knew everything about the game, inside out, injury reports, who's playing on grass, who's not good on grass. No different than the guy that goes to the track and reads the racing form and knows every horse. He knows who's good on mud. He's a mudder. Nah, he's a mudder. Bet him. Put everything. He's great on the mud. Yeah, that horse is still running that I bet on that the guy told me to bet.
Absolutely.
So you could know everything and really be astute and understand the game, both sides of it. And in the end, if that guy with the zebra shirt on throws that in the air, anything could happen. Anything could happen.
Yeah, totally, man. And it just goes to show, like, even with, Kansas City and Buffalo, that game there.
I love Buffalo in that game. I thought if I was a betting man, I would have bet Buffalo. I loved Buffalo in that game. I thought, listen, we could talk to it blue in the face. I thought that they got screwed from here till next Tuesday with the calls in that game.
Yeah.
It is what it is. We could all have our opinions, what's going on or what we think we perceive going on. I don't know.
Craig, I'm speaking from, I guess you could say,
yeah, you were there.
Side of being a professional athlete.
You're on the sideline. Yeah.
And one of the things, we were always taught is never
don't tell the public.
No. Never
tell the
have a
public.
game.
The fix is in.
Well, right, and a lot of people and a lot of people are saying that, and I'll be honest with you. Me personally, I don't believe in the conspiracy shit.
Gotcha.
That's just me.
Gotcha.
That's just me.
What's your brother? Speak your mind.
But with that said, one thing that I was always taught, my dad taught me this, and it actually carried on to the pros. Never leave a game up to chance. Meaning,
absolutely.
If you cannot
leave somebody hanging around and come back and beat you. Absolutely.
Well, you cannot allow the referees to be the key maker, the last.
Right.
You know what absolutely. I'm saying?
Don't leave it close enough to where they can decide the game.
You don't want that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yes. Were there some missed calls? Absolutely. Were there first down? Like, there was a few times where you're sitting there and, like, even the announcers were saying, like, what the hell's going on here? Like, that was a clear first down. I'm not talking about the quarterback.
I thought the first down, I thought definitely was a bad call, and the play before it was even worse.
Unbelievable.
First down. Kid had a first down. It shouldn't have came to that quarterback, Keith. But I know what you're saying. Buffalo let him back in a few times. They shouldn't have let him back in. Put your foot on the pedal. Put him away
in that case.
Blame yourself. I got you.
I think if Philadelphia establishes, and this is just my gut feeling, if they can establish the running game early, that's going to open up. That is going to open up that field and allow the passing game to do some wonderful things. And I think vice versa also, as far as
both sides. I think those are the keys on both sides. Absolutely.
But if you contain Mahomes and you can somehow keep him in that pocket and not allow him to move around, which, again, easier said than done when you're dealing with a quarterback of that talent. But if they're able to contain him in that pocket and force him to throw in that pocket and eliminate that running, I think you got a fighting chance. And that's why I personally think this is the Philadelphia Eagles year this year.
Yeah, that being said, I like Philly, and I'll get to it in a second. Davey T from Boston says Philly needs to get a big jump on the score. If it comes down to the fourth quarter, the Chiefs will win, in his opinion. And Dave, what has Kansas City always done? They beat everybody in the last 2 minutes of the game. You let, like Danny says, you let them hang around. You gotta put them away and keep your foot on the gas and don't let up. And don't let them hang around.
Absolutely.
You let a boxer hang, just like, these great fights, Timmy, we talk about it. You let stuff go to the judge's scorecard. You can't bitch and whine,
Perfect example
unless
right
it's
there.
highway robbery. You gotta, remember when we were younger, you had to really beat the champ to get the decision. That was the thing, Ali. You had to beat him to get that belt. And it's no, I get it. I will say
That's
this,
what
though.
Josh Allen said at the end of the game. He said, to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Class act.
You know what I mean? So, you have to win it.
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
I agree. No, yeah, it's not often. I am sure Davey's talking to you because it's not often I say anything that well. So I'm going to say, Danny, Davey, I love you, bro.
It's nice to be able to see it underneath here.
Yeah.
So
No,
that's cool.
I got the really good glasses on today. But I'm going to say this. Me and Timmy, we talk a lot on the phone. We're always talking, boxing, football, whatever. So he asked me last night or the night before, who do I like in the game? And I'm going to give it right now. I like Philly. Is it because I can't stomach Kansas City? Partially. But no, if I didn't believe Philly had a shot to win this game, I wouldn't say I like Philly. I do like Philly. That being said, if anybody's listening at home or comes across this later, do not go out and bet the house on Philly and then come and blame me. But Gatto and Giancola like Philly. And I'm going to tell you why I like Philly. I think it's their time. I think they match up well. I thought Buffalo matched up well. I think they're as tough a matchup, if not more, than Buffalo was. And Buffalo is a tough matchup. I'll say why. I think Philly's front seven on both sides of the ball, their fronts on both sides of the ball, are better than Kansas City's. I think their offensive line versus their Kansas City's defensive line, which is a great defensive line, but that's how good Philly's offensive line is. I think they're smart enough. I think they'll pick up, and we'll come back to this. We'll see. I think they'll pick up the blitz packages that Spagnuolo loves to send, especially in crucial situations. Had Buffalo understood that, that's where I blame McDermott. I don't want to pound it, but you got to know that's coming. You've watched him for 10 years, 20 years do this. When the game's on the line, he dials it up. You're not doing your homework. They should have known. Whatever. I don't want to get into how you know that corner's coming. We could be here all day. Me explaining it, you understand it, or trying to explain it to somebody else. So I like the matchup with Philly. I like their offensive line versus their defensive line. And I like Philly's defensive line, which is as good as I've seen in a lot of years, against Kansas City's, which I think is the weakest part of their game, their offensive line, in a long time. They've always had a really good offensive line. This is the weakest. Now, they're in the Super Bowl, but this is the weakest part of their team. So that being said, you take Saquon, which I like James Cook with Buffalo. He's not Saquon Barkley.
No.
So what I'm saying, and he's great, and he's a good player, a really good player, and had they gave him the ball more, they probably win. That being said, Saquon is a big edge with that offensive line. Defensive line is big. They got young, fast, a good secondary. They got a great coordinator that matches up with Spagnuolo. I like Philly. I like the matchups. Here's the key. We always know this is a key. Turnovers, penalties. They keep them under control. Don't turn the ball over in big spots. Don't turn it over, period. Stop with the stupid penalties, personal fouls, offsides, the mental stuff. I think Philly wins the game. Timmy's right. Play 60 minutes of football. And I just think they play the game. I think they win the game, and it's because of those matchups. I like the matchups. If we look at strictly matchups, I like Philadelphia matchup-wise. If we break it down in all areas, I think you'll give Philly the edge in just about every area outside of the quarterback area, which is huge. But that being said, Philly's got many weapons. If Hurts plays a good game, doesn't kill the team, he doesn't have to go off, just plays a good game, I think Philly wins. I do.
Greg, I honestly believe in my heart.
I'm sorry, I went on about that. You see, you can't shut me up.
No, 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 no. I really believe that this game is going to come down to who makes the big mistake. Whether it's a fumble, a bad timing interception, a return punt, a return kickoff. I really believe that that's going to be, because these teams are so evenly matched.
Oh yeah.
That and I realized that in my years of playing, when you got teams are so evenly matched like that, it's like a chess game, and you're waiting. You're like a snake sitting in the grass, and you're just waiting for that one opportunity. And that Spagnuolo over there at the end of the game with Buffalo, albeit it was the last play of the game. And with that said,
dialed it up.
It should have been a completion. I mean, it
should have caught it.
It should have been a completion.
Should have. Right.
But
again, he dialed it up.
You gotta know he's going to throw the house, and there's no chance in hell that they ain't going to be doing this to Philadelphia at the beginning of the game.
And we broke it down, went back over that tape. And Josh Allen, on when the corner blitzes, he doesn't see the corner coming, and it's front side. He's looking right at it. He doesn't see it. I'm not going to get on Allen, but he's got to see that he's coming. Now, we were always taught, you'll know this, we were always taught usually where the pressure's coming from, that's going to be a hot read. That's where you'll go. In that case, the film showed it, and, not I picked it up, but so many guys that picked it up.
Right.
And you could go back to it, guys, and look at it, because anybody can pull it up. Go back to that last play, and what you'll see is Josh rolls right, but what they had was he's looking for the tight end there, but all the defense had rotated to that side. What nobody picked up was the flare, the back coming out of the backfield. All he's got to – I know it's all he's got to do. All he's got to do is stay – I know it's easier said than done. If he sees the corner coming – he just looks left. He's got the back. Nobody covered him. Nobody had covered the back. I'll make you more sick if you're a Bills fan when you look at it. All he's got to do is look left with the pressure coming. And he had the back. The linebacker never went with him. He walks down the field. Look, it's easier said than done. You see it after. But that's part of watching film. You see things after the fact. But that's what it is. And we'll see. It's a good matchup. It's a great matchup. I don't know, man. We're going to see what happens, brother?
Hey, listen, at the end of the day, neither one of them are my teams, so I just want to see a great close game.
Yeah,
that's all
we
I
always
want
a good game, and I'm not into the halftime shows anymore. But my man Davey T from Boston says Barkley is the best thing that happened to Philly this year. If the run game dominates the play action pass will overcome Kansas City's defense. I agree with you, Dave. Kansas City likes to blitz, and it's great when you get home, and it usually tortures you when you don't get home. And if Philly picks up the blitz, it could be a long day for Kansas City. If Kansas City's getting home and that great offensive line that I'm talking about doesn't play great, it's going to be a long day for them, right, Danny?
Absolutely.
What camera went off here? All right, so that's that. We like Philly. Timmy, Davey, you guys, a few guys in the house. What do you guys? KC will win the game in the last 5 minutes. They're good at finishing. Nobody can take that away from them. That's for sure.
You can't take that away from
them. And I think that's why I can't stomach them. But I got to say this: Andy Reid deserves all his flowers, and he has quietly. I don't know about quietly, but he's about to do something that if they do it, no other coach has ever done. And that's a three-peat. Same thing for Mahomes. And Andy Reid deserves to be up there with one of the greatest coaches of all times. I mean, as much as I can't look at that red mustache, he's
a hell of a coach, man. And in any game, you always have a chance as long as he's your head coach. You know what I mean?
Matching X's and O's with him is very difficult. That's what we talked about: penalties. We talked about stupid mistakes, turnovers that can cost you a game, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk now. We could get. I left out half adjustments. This is going to be a huge test for Nick Sirianni coaching the Eagles. He's proven to be a really good head coach, and they're doing what they have to do. Everybody that said he sucked, he should have never been hired. Well, Philly's played some good ball since he's been the head coach. But here's your true test: Super Bowl Sunday, and now you get to match wits with Andy Reid. Now, Here's what I'm talking about: the things that the little things that people don't realize can cost you a game on the head coaching end. A, not making adjustments at halftime or even as the game's going. You're supposed to be adjusting. After that first two series, you got to start making adjustments. All right. Well, forget about the adjustments. You got to make your adjustments. The little things, using your timeouts correctly that we watch coaches butcher every week, throwing the challenge flag when you should throw it, not throwing it when it's never going to get overturned and you just wasted a timeout that you might need.
Absolutely.
Mistakes like that by the head coach that cost teams games every week. And I could rattle off a whole bunch of them. And I'm going to say it because I talk about the team I root for. Mike Tomlin is brutal when it comes to timeouts and challenge flags. Sean McDermott in Buffalo, I'm sorry, brutal.
No, I totally agree with you. I 100% agree with you with
He's
that.
brutal. And maybe that has something to do with that him and Mike Tomlin, Timmy talked about it, him and Mike Tomlin played together at William and Mary in college. Maybe they both went to the same school, blowing timeouts and throwing challenge flags when they should be thrown. Yeah. But anyway, adjustments, the coach, people think, football head coach and the assistant coaches, as you know, they mean a lot, man. This isn't, coaches play a huge part in all games, especially this big one on Sunday.
Oh, no, totally, man. I played with coaches. I mean, a perfect example. Now, again, I'm going to the Canadian Football League for a second.
Go ahead. Football's football, brother.
And I played with Mike Pinball Clemens. I played with Mike O'Shea. These guys are former guys that I played with in my rookie season. Pinball, as he was the first African-American coach to win the Grey Cup.
Wow.
Mike O'Shea, I played with him in Toronto. He's won a couple, 2 or 3 Grey Cups in Winnipeg. They were hell of athletes playing the game. They understood the game, and they understood, like you're saying right now, when you got to make these adjustments. Absolutely. Adjustments is so huge. There's not a game. There's not a game that I played as a professional. And again, appreciate it. I'm just a kicker. Okay.
Nah, but you're a professional football player, my man.
But even in special teams,
you're
always making adjustments every half time.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And it's essential to the game. Picking up the defenses, picking up the offense. It's constant. It's constant. And in the biggest game, I'm going to say this, and I really truly mean this.
Yeah.
I was sitting beside a guy. His name was Michael Fletcher, and I won the Grey Cup with him in BC. Now, it's very well documented that I got cut just before they went to the Grey Cup and they won, yada, yada, yada. I remember in Toronto, 2004. So that was back in 2000. 2004, I'm on the bus, and I'm sitting beside him. And I look, and he's just sitting there. He's bebopping and listening to the music. And I looked over and I say, hey, I go, Fletch. He goes, what's up, G? I said, aren't you nervous? Like, I mean, I go, like, are you pumped? Like, what? I don't get nothing from you. He looks at me and he says to me, Danny, if I play this game any harder than the rest of the season, I've done a disservice to my team for the entire season.
Absolutely.
The coaches take that mentality. The players take that mentality. At the end of the day, it honestly, for the players and the teams, it's just another game.
Absolutely.
The only difference is, at the end of the day, somebody is crowned world champion.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
absolutely. 100%.
The game's not played any differently because it's the Super Bowl or because you're in the playoffs or whatever it is.
Nope.
It's
you're playing football. That's
you're playing football, man.
You're a pro.
So,
absolutely.
They're going to have to make their adjustments, both sides, both teams, and like I said, I really believe in my heart that this game's going to come down to.
Yeah, probably be the last 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Yeah. I'm just saying the turnovers, turnovers are a killer. I always talk about this. Every Sunday, my kids must, they're old now. They must be sick of me talking about it. Anybody that's always watch games with me, turnovers, whatever, they're a killer. Not only that, here's another killer nobody talks about. Constantly getting in the red zone and have to settling to call you on the field to kick a field goal.
100%.
Not converting touchdowns. You're inside the red zone, especially inside the 10. You got first and goal, and you got to settle for 3. You pay it. I'm not you. Everybody, pay attention to that, guys. Mark them down. It's no different than in baseball, constantly loading the bases and not driving runs in or getting runs in the scoring position. You get in the red zone, you don't convert touchdowns, you keep settling for 3s, and I'll tell you what, it will come back and haunt your ass.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, listen, Buffalo, if you want to know the truth, I mean, I know you watched the game.
Yeah.
Josh Allen was nervous as hell in that first quarter. He potentially threw 2 interceptions back-to-back.
Right?
Back-to-back in that first quarter.
That's right. And he
that
got off the
game
hook.
Could have very well, they could have very well been blown out.
They could have got out of hand early. Absolutely.
And that's what I'm talking about in this game. It's that one mistake, that one turnover, that very quickly can be a game killer.
Absolutely. That's a great point. And it's so true. But you know what? We're gonna have to wait and see and find out. I'm gonna definitely call you at halftime of the game. This way we can compare. Now I know me and Timmy. I got to get Davey T on the horn. My man Roy from he's across the pond. We got to get him on the horn. And I always look for the adjustments. I start looking for them. Third series. Andy's known for it. These guys. Come on, I got to hear from me. But I'm just saying, I look for it. I start making adjustments in my head. I'm out of my mind because I love the game that much. I would chart plays, run, pass, let's do this and that. But let's see what happens. But I'm going to tell you this. I truly believe Philly wins this game. I'm going to stay with it. We all know about the turnovers and whatnot. I'm not good with scores. Actually, if you ask some of the people I used to gamble with, I wasn't good with picking games either. But I'm going to go with Philly. And I believe the tight ends on both sides should have a big day. Because both teams play, they blitz a lot, but they play a lot of cover 3, cover 4. So they're playing like a shell, especially Philly. They play like a shell. So they really leave. You only got 1 cornerback down in the box, and it's 4 on top, 3 underneath. And the 3 underneath are usually picking up wide receivers. So you got 2 guys to cover to carry the tight end and a running back, and they're usually linebackers. That's why I say the tight ends and running backs should have a good day on both sides. So I look for Dallas Goedert on Philly, Saquon Barkley, and Travis Kelce, who I can't stomach, and his girlfriend to have a big day. Taylor Swift.
Hey, high scoring, low scoring, give me something. I gave you 42-35.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to give you something. I'm going to go Philly 31-27.
Okay, hold on, bro. I'm writing that down. I'm writing that down right now. 31-27.
Very possible, Timbo. I said
Philly.
As long as he doesn't hurt them. Yeah, 31-27 Philly. And we're going to check in at halftime. And maybe I'll get you on the air at halftime for 5 minutes so you could say,
I'm in.
I don't know what the hell I'm talking. All right.
I'm in. I got it written down, bro.
All right, good. And we're going to touch base at halftime Super Bowl Sunday. Like we always bullshit, we always talk, so that's always going to happen. But I'm going to definitely do that. I want to thank you so much for giving me a little bit of your time today, man.
Bro, are you kidding me, bro?
No, I know you're busy with everything. I know you're busy. If there's any way, I'm down here, but if there's any way, why don't you give your business a shout out? Tell anybody, because there's people that watch us from all over. Tell our friends in Canada where the spot is, where they got to go, man. Tell them about BTO.
No, you know what, man? My studio's in Thorold, Ontario. BTO Performance. Right. We're like I said, we're doing all right. My biggest thing, man, is right here, bro. Hold on.
Be that one.
Listen, I'm
That's 5
seconds from doing the documentary. We're 5 seconds from doing the documentary, brother.
All right, man. That is great news. Is
I'm
there any way
super
you can get
pumped.
me in as an extra? Can you get me a job as an extra?
Bro, I'll totally get you in, bro. Listen, real quick.
I love you, man.
We were going to Philly for my birthday. And we were going to go from Philly. We were going to go to New York for my daughter for her birthday.
You got to come and see me at Timmy Irish.
So we're going to probably be doing it.
Good. You
March,
know where
April,
I am.
baby.
You call
March,
me, we
April,
hook
I'm
up.
coming.
We grab Timmy Irish, we go out for dinner. We have a nice dinner. Davey T
I
comes down from
want the
Boston.
best Italian restaurant, bro.
You got it. You got it. You just let us know when you're coming. I love you, man. I'm going to call you at halftime. All right?
Love you too, brother.
All right. Thank you so much,
Be good,
man.
be safe, man. And
I'll
be on anytime you want, bro. You know that.
You got it. You got it, Danny. I love you, man. We'll talk during the Super Bowl. Be good,
love you, brother.
Be good. Yo, guys, that was we had to roll a little bit today, but I'm glad whoever popped in. That's awesome. Thank you for coming in. Davey T, Maureen, Timmy Boy, Roy. Thanks for popping in from the other side, man. Means a lot. We're gonna start to get busy, guys. It's too much to get into, but I had so much going on. Everybody's got things going on in their life, but just take care of yourselves. We're gonna get busy here on the tube, and we'll see what goes on with Patreon. We got some videos that are going to go there, and we'll figure it out. But I want to thank you for coming in. This was kind of a quick thing, but not so quick. We went on for 35 minutes, but everybody's got stuff. But we wanted to try to get that on, and we'll have a show. I think Sunday morning. I'm trying to get Gorky and the sideline scout Antonio to come on. Maybe we'll get Timmy. Maybe Davey T. You'll make your debut, brother. But you guys have a great one, and we'll talk later. Email me, give me a call, and maybe something will be up on Patreon tonight. We'll see, but I'm really taking my time with that video because things need to be said a certain way. All right, be cool. Love you guys. Be well.